Hi parents, this is Mr. Hall. I just wanted to talk to you this week about what we're learning in class, which is place value. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because there was some confusion in class while we were talking, and it may be something that we'll have to clear up. The first thing is place value is just where each number fits in a number and the value of that number. As we can see in these three examples, we have 1, 1,000, and 1 million. What we're trying to learn is that depending on where that 1 ends up, it changes the value of that number. For example, if we have $1, that's good. $1,000 is better because the 1's farther up, it's worth more. And then 1 million, if we were to have $1 million, we'd be very happy. All right, we separate place values, and we've been trying to teach the students that depending on where it is, the value changes. And one way we do that is with a visual of centimeter cubes. In this case, we have the number 243. It shows that in each place value, even though there's a 2 in the hundreds, you can see that 200 is a lot more than 3 ones. Or, for example, 2 hundreds is also way more than 4 tens, even though it's a lot bigger than 3 ones. So depending on the place value, it just gets bigger and bigger, even though the numbers will be represented with a 1 through 9. Okay? All right, the other thing that was a little tricky is we want to show them the relationship between multiplying by 10 and dividing by 10 and how that can change a number. For example, 1 times 10 brings us down here to 10. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000, and so on. And all it does each time we multiply it by 10 is add one more place value and bumps that 1 up one more. This comes in handy when it comes to dividing and also learning about fractions and expanded notation. So hopefully this will be something handy for the kids to know. Now the tricky part comes with the next part, where we do division. All right, the way they represent that this year for us as 5th graders is to do it as a fraction, as 1/10. They don't say divided by 10, they'll say times 1/10. So each time that we try and get rid of a place value, we multiply it by 1/10. Okay, this is where we run into our biggest problem next. So simply enough, just from what we saw, you multiply the number, it gets bigger. That was kind of the trick. If you do 1/10 of a number, it makes it smaller. Then whoever came up with this idea in this book came up with this problem. 100,000 is 1/10 of what number? Now the students initially will associate 1/10 means it has to go smaller. But in the way they ask the question, they want to know what number became 100,000 by finding out what 1/10 of it was. So it's almost like they're looking at it backwards. So the answer would have been 1 million. Okay? I'm just pointing this out because you're going to notice students will start to get a little confused, but this is the way to clear it up. So make sure they know that they're asking what number had 1/10 applied to it and became 100,000, not what 1/10 of 100,000 is. Okay? I hope that makes sense. This is kind of how these tutorials work. Feel free to let me know if you want me to add anything that will help you, or if you're having a hard time explaining this to your kid or helping your student out. So I'd be happy to help. Thank you very much.